Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Welcome all devotees to the Gita Daily session. So today we'll be discussing Bhagavad Gita, Sloka number 4.9. So let's take the blessings of the Lord, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Mani, Sudarshan, Gaurnitai, Lakshmi Narasimhadev, Panchatattva. By their mercy, we'll pray that we shall understand the transcendental spiritual topics. Let's start the prayers. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Let's dedicate the session to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Founder of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, by whose mercy, who has presented this topic in a very simple and a way that we can practically apply in our day-to-day life. So let's thank Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So today we'll discuss 4.9 Bhagavad Gita. Let's recite the shloka. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvadaha त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म नैति मामेति सो अर्जुन. Repetition. जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम् एवं यो वेति तत्त्वतः त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म नैति मामेति सो अर्जुन. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. So, word to word meaning Janma, birth, Karma, work, Cha, also, me, of mine, Divyam, transcendental, Evam, like this, Ya, anyone who, Veti, knows, Tattvadaha, in reality, Tektva, leaving aside, Deham, this body, Puna, again, Janma, birth, Na, never, Eti, does attain, Mam, unto me, Eti, does attain, Sa, he, Arjuna, O Arjuna. So, let's try to recap. Where are we currently? So we are discussing the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, known as transcendental knowledge. So here we have seen that Krishna is explaining to Arjuna the authenticity of Vedic knowledge, how the knowledge has been, knowledge is eternal. And he also mentioned what is the qualification to receive the knowledge. And that one has to be a devotee of the Lord, and in case of Arjuna, he was also a friend of the Lord. So Krishna mentions directly that these are the two qualifications because of which Krishna is speaking the knowledge to Arjuna. Then we also saw how the Lord's appearance is transcendental. Already little bit we have seen. Now we will continue the same topic. We also saw what are the purpose of Lord's appearance, right? The three purposes the Lord mentioned, and then there is a fourth confidential reason, the which actually the Lord comes. So if somebody has missed the session, no, they can see the recording of the last session. So today we will be talking about how the Lord's appearance is transcendental and how one can attain the highest perfection or on a goal of life by understanding the nature of the Lord's pastime. So there are few instances in Bhagavad Gita where Krishna gives the secret of how one can attain the highest perfection. So this is one of such shloka. So we have seen that here talking about Punarjanma, it is mentioned, right? So Punarjanma, we have seen that we are not this body, but no, we are the soul, right? The Atma, which is residing in the body, is the real person, and the Jiva, like takes various birth, takes birth again and again. So that is Punarjanma, because of based on our karma, what we do, activities we do in the lifetime, many lifetimes, we attain a set of karma, and based on the karma, we get another body after this. What once you leave the body, we get another body, right? So based on the karma and desire of the Jiva. So this cycle is infinite. So this is the cycle of Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi, right? So Punarabi Jananam, Punarabi Maranam, right? So this cycle continues. So sometimes we get a human body, if we are fortunate, where actually there's a chance of self-realization. Otherwise, we are put into lower births, that of animals, birds, trees, etc. So there are 84 lakh species. So we should consider our birth very fortunate if we are in a human body. So that is our fortune that all of us have joined this session, and we are able to understand these topics because we are having the human birth. So this human birth is very rare, and the purpose of human birth is to get out of the cycle of birth and death. So here Krishna is giving the secret, one of the secrets, that no, how can we avoid the punarjanma? And Mami this, so Arjuna, how can Krishna says that you can come back to me, Arjuna? Right? What is the secret? He is saying Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvada. So Krishna is saying that my birth and activities, Janma and karma, are all transcendental. And one who understands this in tattva, in principle, in truth, right? For him, there is no coming back to this material world. No, this is temporary mortal world, which is known as the Mrityu Loka. No, this is a place of death, where there are various miseries. So if one wants to get out of the cycle of birth and death and don't want to return to this temporary material world, then we should try to understand the transcendental topics of the Lord. So that is the topic today. So let us try to go a little more in detail. So what are the key points that in the shloka? So we have seen earlier also in the previous shloka, Ajopi sanna vyatma bhudanam ishrovisan prakritim samavistaya sambhavami atma maya. So the point is that the Lord's activities are all transcendental, right? And the Lord comes by his own sweet will. The normal jiva takes birth in the material world because they are forced to do. Based on our past karma, we are again forced to accept a different body at the time of death, right? And because of the karma, we are driven. Our birth and death is decided. But for the Lord, who is transcendental, he actually, for him, there is no force because the material energy which is giving the jiva, the bodies, right? It is mentioned that Yandra Rudhani Maya. So Maya is giving a machine for the jiva to live, to fulfill his desire. So the Maya, who is the material nature, who is giving the jiva, the body, the Maya is the subservient of the Lord. Maya is a servant of Krishna. So Maya is known as the material external energy of the Lord, who actually is presided by Durga Devi. So Durga, she is the presiding deity of Maya, and she is a servant of Krishna. so so Krishna, when he comes into the material world, he comes by his own internal energy known as spiritual energy or Andaranga Shakti or Yoga Maya potency. So Krishna comes by his own sweet will, and he is not subjected to the material laws. So we should not misunderstand. So generally, unless and until we understand the transcendental topics of the Lord in an authorized parampara by a bona fide spiritual master, right? These topics we've seen earlier, we cannot understand the real truth because we will be scratching the bottle. Like, no, it is like licking the honey bottle. You have a bottle of honey and you lick the bottle, there is no benefit, right? We have to open the bottle and drink. So if you want to really enter into the secret transcendental topics, we have to understand, we have to follow the path of pure devotees of the Lord who are in the authorized parampara. So by following their no path, actually we can understand, we can get into the access to the secret topics. So first of all, so last lesson we saw, no, Krishna saying last session, Krishna says that you have to become a devotee. So by material scholarship, right, or by the scholarship in the language, Sanskrit language, by these kind of material qualifications, one cannot understand the truth of the Lord's past appearance and pastime because they are extremely bewildering from external perspective. If you look at the pastimes of the Lord, it is very difficult for anybody to understand. Right? We will see that little more in detail, but people misunderstand the Lord. They think that Krishna is immoral, is doing more like is dancing with the gopis. So the people actually criticize the Lord because they think that he is also one among them. But we know that Krishna is the source of everything. Krishna, we saw in Brahma Samhita, right? Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda Sarvagarana Karanam. So Lord Brahma is saying, no, Krishna is the source of everything. Everything is created by him, and he has created everything by his sweet will for his own enjoyment. And the jivas, we are all part of the parcel of the Lord, and we also can attain the same happiness when actually we are serving the Lord. So this is our constitutional position. So so we have to actually get back to our original position. We are actually covered by Maya when we come to the material world and forget our relationship with Krishna. So the process of devotional service or bhakti is to revive this lost relationship, right? And then we can understand. So when you become a devotee of the Lord and we follow the acharyas who are in the line of disciplic succession, pure devotees, then the secret is gradually revealed to us. And by thus knowing the Lord activities in truth, that means that we become a pure devotee of the Lord. Right? We transcend the three modes of material nature, like Sattva Guna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna, and we come to the transcendental platform, and we are able to realize the Lord. Right? So when we realize the Lord, then also we realize ourselves. When we come to this stage and develop the pure devotion to the Lord, then actually we will not take birth again. Right? So our consciousness is transformed, and no, we will be able to remember the Lord at the time of death. So we will see that topic in chapter 8 actually. How, what is the secret of not returning back? This is one secret we today saw. Understanding the principle activities of Lord and Tattva, we can actually attain the highest perfection. So how can we understand the truth? No, one is I just mentioned. No, one is actually we have to hear from the pure devotees of the Lord. Then we have to read the scriptures. No, especially Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Puran, is describing the pastimes of the Lord. No, there are various pastimes the Lord is performing. So it's full of pastimes, the transcendental pastimes of Krishna. Right. So when we read Bhagavatam, we actually understand Krishna more. We try to understand by that commentary of the acharyas, we can understand the transcendental nature of his pastimes, right? So Krishna also mentioned, what is the proof that we have to become a devotee to understand Krishna? Because Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, he says that bhaktyamam abhijanadi. So he says that only by pure devotional service I can be understood. Then Krishna tells Arjuna, we saw that, no, because you are a devotee, I'm telling this knowledge, right? So there are multiple scriptural references, no, where actually the Lord you know emphasize, or Lord comes to he comes to the final conclusion that only by bhakti Krishna can be understood, not by any other means. Because there are other paths, like there is karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga. So there are different paths of making progress in spiritual life. But unless one comes to the higher platform of bhakti, right, it is not possible to get access to the secret or transcendental nature of Lord's activity. Brahmasamhita also says, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilojanena, Sanda Sadeva Hridayeshu Vilogayandi, Yam Shama Sundarama Chindarguna Surupam, Govindam Adi Purusham, Tamaham Bhajami. So, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilo, what does mean? By when our eyes are anointed by the pulp of devotion, right? So, through the eye of devotion, only we can see the Krishna in his original transcendental form of Shama Sundara. So, there are many, many quotes. No? So, we have to be convinced that this is the path. If we really want to understand Krishna in perfection, we should abandon other paths. If at all we are pursuing, and we can actually take to the highest path. So we'll see the yoga ladder. The yoga actually means to connect, right? And in this context, yoga means to connect back to the supreme. So like we have the karma yoga, which is the first step. If you want to go step by step, then first you karma yoga, then jnana yoga, then ashtanga yoga or dhyana yoga, and then finally there is the bhakti yoga. So one who is practicing bhakti, we have to understand that they have already performed all other paths, in many lifetimes in the past life. Then only they come to the process of bhakti. So bhakti is accessible easily in Kali Yuga because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has opened the floodgates to the bhakti. He has given free access to everybody. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, came in Kali Yuga, and he is providing access. So this is a wonderful opportunity. Whoever has taken birth, though the Kali is full of faults, right? But then this is one good opportunity in Kali Yuga is that the Lord is very merciful and he has reduced the qualifications. So anybody can actually take bhakti if they have faith in the Lord and in the acharyas. So this way it has become very accessible. Kalir nidhe rajan asti egan mahan guna kirtana neva krishnasya mukta sangha paramrje. So the Kali Yuga is full of fault, but by chanting the holy name of Krishna, right, one can attain the highest perfection. So, so actually, yeah. So I think the main topic is over. There are some more points, but I know nowadays I think the session is getting extended, so I try to fit it into the time frame. So I'll just touch upon the point, but I'll not explain. Today we'll come discuss in some other day. So there are four qualities which the Lord has extra. So no, we saw that Krishna is the original source of all expansions, right? From his case, then we saw that what are different kind of incarnations of the Lord, right? And based on the potency of the Lord, no, some of them are direct expansions known as Swamsha, and then some of them are called Vibhinnamsha. No, Swamsha are direct expansion, which are Vishnu Tattvas, and Vibhinnamshas are separated expansion. So there are total 64 qualities that are possible. In that, only Krishna possesses 64 qualities, right? So the ordinary jivas, it is mentioned they possess 50 qualities. Lord Shiva, Mahadev, he possesses 55 qualities. Then the Narayana and Vishnu forms possess 60 qualities. No, so there are four qualities even Vishnu and Narayana doesn't possess, which Krishna possesses. So that briefly we'll just have a look. So they are the Leela Madhuri, which actually is associated with the wonderful sweet pastimes of Krishna that only Krishna performs, like Vrindavan pastimes. Then there is Prema Madhuri, which is the sweetness of the Lord and his devotees. The sweet relationship that the loving exchanges between Krishna and his devotees, like in various forms like Vatsalya Rasa, Sakya Rasa, Madhurya, etc., Shanta. So, so this is a Prema Madhuri. Then there is Venu Madhuri. That actually only Krishna is only sweet Lord who plays the flute in a sweet way. So it is mentioned that when Krishna plays the flute, all the jivas become stunned by hearing it. So this is the Venu Madhuri of the Lord. And finally, there is a Rupa Madhuri. So Krishna actually is the most beautiful in the entire creation. So there is nothing, no, it's unparalleled beauty. So it is mentioned in Brahma Samhita that Kandarpa Kodi Kamaniya Vishesha. So if there are hundreds of Kama Devas, no, Kama Deva is considered the most beautiful, is known as Kandarpa or the Cupid. So if the millions of Cupids come at the same time, their beauty is nothing when compared to Krishna's beauty. So this way, Krishna's Tribanga form, three-band form, adorned with the peacock, right? So that is the most beautiful form of the Lord. So this way, the Lord possesses these four additional qualities which nobody else possesses. So this is just a glimpse. Now, how can we attain bhakti and attachment and devotion to the Lord? So only by understanding the Lord, right? By understanding His beauty, by understanding His pastimes, this is the only way we can develop attachment to the Lord. So we should know more about it by reading, by hearing from devotees. Okay, so we'll touch upon one small incident or story. So how Krishna's pastime is wonderful. So all the pastimes of the Lord, which he performed in Vrindavan, they are all wonderful. So one specific pastime which Acharyas quote, which actually is really difficult to understand for normal soul, is the pastime of Putana Moksham. Right. So when Krishna was a very small baby, right, at that time, Kamsa sent Putana to kill Krishna. So Putana already killed many infants at that time. Okay. So and finally she disguised as a beautiful woman, right, young beautiful woman, and comes to the house of Nanda Maharaj. And so because of her beauty, everybody, all people of the Vraja, they were all stunned. They were not able to stop her, and she wants to free Krishna because she has put very strong poison on her breast, and then she want to feed Krishna so that Krishna can be killed. So this was her intention. And but actually, what Krishna does, Krishna actually understands her intention, and he sucks the breast milk. Along with that, he sucks her life out of her body. So here actually externally only this much is known to the people who observe. They seeing that okay, Putana is a very dangerous demon, and she tried to kill Krishna, but Krishna killed Putana. So here actually this much is the normal understanding. But what acharyas say, pure devotees understand, is that it is mentioned that Putana actually not only she attained moksha, liberation, but actually she attained the highest perfection by getting a place, a role of a mother in the spiritual world. So Putana was promoted to the spiritual world, and there she became she got a role where actually she can nurse Krishna, right? So she got a highest perfection. So even though external people may think this lady Putana is a very with a evil intention, it came to kill Krishna, right? That much they know, and then Krishna killed. That's all. But here actually Acharya says that even though she came with a evil intent, but actually externally at least she was showing the role of a mother, and she wanted to nurse Krishna, right? So that was her intention. So Krishna took that intention, and he gave her the highest perfection. So this is something with no other expansions of the Lord perform such pastimes, right? So there are other pastimes also, like all the asuras who are killed by Lord, they all attain liberation, but not all of them attain the highest liberation. So what we have to understand is that liberation actually, as we discussed, just means that one is freed from cycle of birth and death. But and that doesn't no. Then after liberation, what this question is that there are various possibilities that one can attain after liberation. There is like Sayuja Mukti, there's Sayuja, Sarupya, Salogya, Sashti, like that. There are different kinds of liberation, and the highest of the liberation is attaining to become an associate of the Lord, in the spiritual world, right? So this Sayuja Mukti, there is this Brahman realized Brahman. the merging into Brahman, right? Impersonal Brahman. So this is also one liberation. So the impersonalist, who actually want to get out of the cycle of birth and death, they think that the Lord is a light, and then their intention is they want to get out of this material world, all this difficulty they want to end, and then they just want to be peaceful in the light, in the Brahman effulgence. So this is also liberation, but that is not the highest, because there is no rasa, or there is no exchange of the with the Lord, because the jiva's nature is always to be active. Jiva wants some engagement, he wants to do different varieties. So unless and until the jiva actually comes back to the original constitutional position, it cannot be completely happy. Okay, so with that, I think we come to the end of today's time. So what are the key lessons we can understand from this? Is that we can start applying the learnings, in our day-to-day life. So let us start, reading the scriptures. So please, if you're not started reading any scripture, please start reading Bhagavad Gita. And once we finish Bhagavad Gita, we should read Srimad Bhagavatam. So Bhagavad Gita is like a philosophical book, which actually gives us the logical conviction, why we should actually execute devotional service. That's what we are discussing, in the series of sessions. Once we have the basic faith, then actually we can go deeper, actually, into Srimad Bhagavatam, which actually explains the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Right. So without proper understanding, if you try to jump to Bhagavatam, it could happen that we may not have faith. We may lose faith, and we may be confused. So that's why first we should read the Bhagavad Gita, right? And then we can execute the devotional service by chanting the holy name of the Lord, right? So like that, we let us apply, the practice teachings we are trying to learn. Then also try to share the knowledge with others, especially your close relatives, family members, so that they also become benefited from this knowledge. So with that, I think we can end today's session. I need to just check something. So we have been doing the session, for some time, and we are inviting the devotees to our center, right? So yesterday we had a program, offline program at our center. So I would like to know, how many of you have visited our center? No? Can you put it in the chat? So one of the important thing, for making progress in devotional service is association of devotees. We mentioned, there are A, B, C, D in devotion: association, books, chanting, and diet. So most important is association, because when we are in association of devotees, then actually even if you are deviating from the path, they always guide you back. So there is somebody actually to guide us. So please put in the chat, right, who are actually coming, who has at least once visited the center, and who has, yesterday anybody has come to center, they can also, please put it in the chat. So Santosh Kumar Prabhu and Gunjan Prabhu has mentioned that they are visiting the center. Okay, can I know anybody else who is visiting the center? Vaijanti Mataji, she is coming regularly. So meanwhile, anybody has a question, they can actually come. They can also put it, or just once this is done. Okay, Vinay Prabhu came yesterday. Good. So yeah, anybody else has come, please, you can put it in the chat. So coming to center, actually, some of you, I don't know, some of you maybe not in Bangalore. So for them it is difficult. Then if you have a center, or any ISKCON center nearby, you can go there, because physical association cannot be replaced by virtual. No? Virtual association, of course, it is good. We can hear the knowledge. But when we really meet the devotees in person, that actually can bring us more conviction, because we see other devotees, other family members like us, they are also able to practice it. It's not difficult, because theoretically, if you just hear, you may think that it is very difficult task to follow all these things. How can I give up attachment to family? How can I do devotion? It's very tough. You may think like that, but when we come to center, we see so many devotees are practicing. They are having family, everything normal like us. They're also able to do. So Dhanlakshmi Mataji and Arun Prabhu also told they visited. So, if you get an opportunity, if you're far away, please go to a center nearby on Sunday. Every Sunday, most centers have program. Otherwise, no, you can, if you're in Bangalore, you can come to our center. Most welcome to your association. So that will help us lot, to really put this theoretical knowledge into practice. Okay, so anybody has a question? They can unmute and ask, or no, they can put in the chat also, is fine. So I'll try to stick to the time, but I would also like to hear from like some feedback about the sessions. So I know that the morning time is very valuable, or people are in a hurry to get ready for office, children, etc. But nevertheless, the morning time is the most suitable time, because in the mode of goodness, to understand spiritual topics. So if you have some feedback, regarding, like, if you feel that we are stretching too much, or the time is more or something, any other feedback if you have, you can also message me on the WhatsApp. I'll try to do. I wanted to keep it in 15 minutes, but no, sometimes it is going, because of the depth of the topic, it is little bit getting extended. So if somebody wants to leave after 15 minutes, no, 15 minutes they can leave. I don't have a problem, and they can watch it later offline. Remaining whatever they miss, that's also fine. Okay, so then I think if there are no questions, we will end here. So I'd like to thank all of you who are joining regularly, and we'll again meet tomorrow morning. So thank you for joining. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.